In the race for Maryland governor, Republican candidate Dan Cox filed a legal response to try and stop state officials from seeking court help to count mail-in ballots early.
Yeah, so Cox, who faces Democrat Wes Moore, alleges that it's a constitutional issue and there's no true emergency for the Maryland Board of Elections to count the ballots before Election Day. Yeah, our political reporter Leonard Fleming has this update.
Good evening, Chris and Tasmin. Cox contends Maryland election officials have no legal basis to count ballots early. State officials push back, saying some races could be decided in December if mail-in ballots aren't counted sooner. Now the confrontation is in court.
Dan Cox calls it a fake emergency. In his court filing to oppose the early counting of mail-in votes, Cox declares that state officials have it all wrong. The counting of ballots before Election Day, he contends, is unconstitutional since the legislature didn't vote for it. Election law is the province of the General Assembly and may not be transferred to another branch of the Maryland government. Here is Cox explaining his view to DC News Now earlier this week.
I think the issue before Maryland are two things, really. Are we going to follow the rule of law, which says that the Constitution is the path that we have to follow for all elections, or are we going to deviate from that and start using the tool of the courts every time that somebody wants to change something that the legislature said no to?
Maryland Governor Larry Hogan earlier this year vetoed the effort to count ballots early too, citing integrity concerns. But state election officials say this is needed. The Montgomery County executive race is a prime example. It took several weeks to declare a winner. Maryland is the only state in the country that doesn't count mail-in ballots early. The state Democratic Party call Cox and former President Donald Trump self-serving conspiracy theorists who still falsely claim the 2020 presidential election was stolen.
This looks to be a showdown between Cox and the state election board, with Cox possibly setting up an election integrity case. A Montgomery County judge is scheduled to hold a hearing next week and could have a decision by Friday. For DC News Now, I'm Leonard N. Fleming.